This week, all eyes are on Carlos Alcaraz as he arrives in Valencia, determined to bounce back after a tough showing at the US Open. The Spanish tennis star is ready to spearhead his country's campaign at the Davis Cup Finals group stage, with hopes of turning home court advantage into a winning factor. Ranked No. 3 in the ATP rankings, Alcaraz enters the tournament after an unexpected loss in the second round at the US Open to Botic van de Zandschulp. This defeat came as a surprise to many, but now, the six-time Davis Cup champions will be counting on their young star to rally the team and kickstart Spain's charge towards the knockout stages. This marks Alcaraz's first appearance in the prestigious tournament since 2022, and his presence is expected to give Spain a much-needed boost as they look to reclaim glory on the international stage. Spain's Group B campaign, set to unfold at the Pabellón Fuente de San Luis, promises to be a highly competitive affair. Alcaraz will face stiff competition from some of the world's top players. Australia, led by world No. 11 de Minaur, and France, represented by Hugo Humbert, ranked No. 18, pose significant threats. Meanwhile, Czechia's Jiří Lehecka, ranked No. 37, adds further intensity to the group, as all four nations in Group B are former Davis Cup champions, making this a clash of titans. The Davis Cup finals are always a showcase of world-class tennis, and this year is no different. Alongside the drama in Valencia, other cities like Bologna, Manchester, and Zhuhai are hosting top-tier tennis action as 16 nations battle it out in 4 groups from September 10th to 15th. The stakes are high, with the winners and runners-up from each group advancing to the knockout stages, which will be held in Malaga from November 19th to 24th. There, the 2024 Davis Cup champions will be crowned in what promises to be an electrifying conclusion to the tournament. Italy, another tennis powerhouse, is hosting group action on home soil in Bologna. Despite missing their top 2 stars, Jannik Sinner and Lorenzo Musetti, the defending champions are still considered strong contenders. With a solid roster that includes 3 top 50 players, Flavio Caballi, Matteo Arnaldi, and Matteo Berrettini, Italy remains a formidable force. In Group A, Italy will face off against Belgium, Brazil, and the Netherlands, each of whom is vying for their first ever Davis Cup title. Meanwhile, in Group D, Great Britain's hopes are pinned on rising star Jack Draper, who enters the Davis Cup with a newfound swagger after reaching his first Grand Slam semi-final at the US Open. Draper will be joined by seasoned Davis Cup player Daniel Evans and Wimbledon doubles champion Henry Patton as they take on the rest of Group D in Manchester. The competition will be fierce, with Argentina, featuring top 35 stars Sebastian Baez, Francisco Carundolo, and Thomas Martin Etcheverry, looking to spoil the party. 2022 champions Canada, led by Felix Auger-Aliassime, and a resurgent Finland side, complete what is arguably one of the toughest groups in this year's finals. For the first time in history, the Davis Cup finals will also take place in China, with Group C action kicking off in Zhuhai. The USA, a record 32-time Davis Cup champion, will be hoping to make an impact in China with a youthful squad. Brandon Nakashima, who recently hit a career-high No. 40 in the rankings, headlines the American charge. He will be joined by Mackenzie McDonald and Riley Opelka in singles action, while the Olympic silver medal-winning duo of Austin Krajicek and Radziev Ram will look to bring their magic to the doubles court. As the group stage begins, anticipation is building. The competition is stacked with talented players from around the world, each team fighting for a spot in the final showdown. For Spain and Carlos Alcaraz, the journey to reclaiming their place among tennis elites begins now, with the hope that this Davis Cup campaign will mark a turning point in what has already been a rollercoaster year for their star play.